If you're not a citizen of College Park, I don't think you should have a say in what happens in our town.
Well, honestly, as long as someone has some sort of stake in the local community, it seems like they should have a say in what the laws are.
Got a big battle brewing in College Park, Maryland tonight. The city was supposed to vote on a proposal that would allow non-citizens to vote in local elections, but they're now expected to delay that vote at a city council meeting. City council has received dozens of emails from people on this issue. Some council members have also received threats and harassment after coverage of the proposal. No legislator would go on camera with us tonight to talk about this, but we are joined by Lee Havis. He's a citizen for a better Prince George's County. And Mr. Havis, thanks for joining us. You wrote a letter here opposing this measure to allow non-citizens to vote in College Park local elections. Is that correct?
That's correct.
And why are you opposed to allowing non-citizens to vote in local elections?
Well, first of all, there need to be some controls over who can be responsible for the election process, who are the leaders of our community. And traditionally, we've had certain conditions. We have to have conditions on who can participate in this kind of responsible functioning. Traditionally, it's been citizenship that has controlled that. There have to be some controls. That's not to say that people who are too young, below the voting age, or who are outside of the country, who don't speak the language, are not connected and interested in the community. But the responsibility of voting is really a citizenship responsibility. And we have controls through citizenship, through either naturalization or having brought up in the community, in the schools, to know what the laws are, to know what the Constitution has to say about what voting is and what the responsibility is. It's a sensible...
Can you help us understand why the council has delayed this vote? Is it because the majority of people feel like you that citizenship is the bottom line, that should be the criteria?
Well, I think it's a good idea because I think it's a big issue. Obviously, it's drawing a lot of attention and it needs to be discussed. It's not something that should be done in the dark of night very quickly. This is a very serious matter. It's going to have a lot of consequences because not just in College Park, but the way it resonates around the state and around the country.
Yeah, is there any room for compromise here? For example, would you be willing to allow, say, non-citizens, but those who are permanent residents, say have a green card and live there in the community, would you be willing to allow them to vote in local elections, or you think it should be just U.S. citizens?
Well, I think citizenship is a logical choice. Look, there are many complex issues. The city of College Park has a lot of things to deal with, and when you start sorting out who can vote and who can't vote, you have to deal with things like voter rolls, where the people are going to be informed, who can vote, how much time they're going to have in order to register. Are they going to be able to just walk in off the street and say, I'm here, I'm a resident? The city government really can't properly vet every single person that comes through. And it's just sensible and logical to draw that line with citizenship because it comports with the county voting requirements, the state voting requirements, and the country voting requirements. Why the city of College Park would want to be sort of a law unto itself and create some system that has to be worked out in extreme detail, it just doesn't make any sense.
Yeah, I understand perfectly well what you're saying. Let me just add this. You know, there are other jurisdictions right there in the state of Maryland where they do allow non-citizens to vote. Tacoma Park, a couple of places in Chevy Chase. They've decided to allow non-citizens who have some permanent status to vote, but you're not willing to go that far. You don't think it's a good idea?
I think it's a mistake. I think it's a bad judgment. And a lot of problems. We have a lot of problems to deal with, and it takes responsible leadership. The voting requirements over the history of our country have changed a lot.
Right.
We didn't allow women to vote. We opened that up. A lot of problems occur when we change things, and it really needs to be discussed much more. It can't be done in the dark of night, in the spur of the moment.
I got it. I just want to make sure I'm clear. You're not saying that there were problems with allowing women and some other groups of citizens to vote. You're not saying that.
No, I'm not here to debate that.
Debate? Well, there is.
We've had to make these.
Yeah.
We've had to make these decisions over time.
Yeah.
And And when we do, there are obviously problems and disputes that come up. So I'm very much in favor of delaying things so that people can talk them out, so we can really see what are the ramifications of what we're doing.
I got it, and we're not going to debate whether or not it was a good idea to allow women to vote. It was a great idea to allow women and other groups, including those that I represent, to vote. Thanks a lot for your time.
They're great women leaders, no question about it.
Absolutely right. Okay, I helped you get out of trouble there. Okay, Ms. Havens, thanks a lot for your time.
Okay, no trouble. Thank you, Bruce.
Okay.